So tell me where you were when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait.
Okay. The day Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, I had just finished boot camp. I had joined the Navy, and I finished boot camp the very same day that we had heard that Saddam Hussein had invaded Kuwait. The day before, we had all gotten our orders. There were about 60 of us that were finishing, and we had all gotten our orders. Some were going to ships that would be all over the world. Some were going to Rota, Spain. Some were going to Italy. Others were going to be in Northport Virginia. Since I was a reservist, I was coming home, so my orders remained the same. And that was the night before we all graduated. We had gotten our orders, and as part of our celebration, we were all telling each other where we were going. And the next morning, as we were about to graduate, they told us to hand our orders in because all of our orders would be changing. And we didn't know at the time what was going on, but we, everyone turned their orders in, and then they came back and found out that everyone was meeting their boats in Bahrain or in other places in the Middle East. And so everyone was very concerned that something big was going down. And but at that time we didn't realize what had happened. We went through graduation, and when we got done, we all went our separate ways. And I was riding home with my dad, and they had announced on the radio that Saddam Hussein had invaded Kuwait, and we would be monitoring the situation, and no operational changes had been made at the time. And I looked at my dad and I said, everyone in my class just got their orders changed. So this is big. It was really huge. So that's just a day that I'll always remember, August 2nd, 1990.
So what happened afterwards?
When I got home, like I said, I was a reservist, so I wasn't going immediately on active duty. I was finishing my senior year at Jacksonville University, and also as part of my reserve training, I was going to be an intelligence specialist, and that involved a 1-year training program. So every month during drill weekend, I was taking classes to become an intelligence specialist. So I personally was not qualified to be called up to active duty, but I was expecting to get some kind of call. They kept telling me I wouldn't be called up because I was in training, and also because I was almost finished with college. So I was finishing my senior year of college, and my now husband was also active duty. He got called up, or he was reservist, and he got called up into into active duty, and we were planning a wedding, and all of this, and all of his friends, of course, are all military. So everyone who was involved in the wedding was also somehow related to the military, and they had all gotten called up, and they were all in all different places all over the world. So that whole year during Operation Desert Shield and Operation Desert Storm, it was very tumultuous for us. We didn't know when we were going to get called up. We didn't know when the shield part was going to end. I don't know if you want to go too much into this, but there was a specific deadline that President Bush had put on George H.W. Bush, 41, had put on Hussein to be out of Kuwait and back his troops out, and otherwise face military action from the United States and our allies. And that was January 15th. And if we, so there was everything leading up to that, and then we were expecting big things to happen on January 15th. I remember being in a meeting with my business fraternity when Bush came on the air and said we had gone to war. So, and I knew that was going to directly impact my then fiance, now husband, and everyone, all of my friends and people that I worked with in the reserves and their families that we were all very close to. So yeah, I remember those times very, very clearly.